No Messi, Suarez, Coutinho or Artur after their exertions in the Copa America. But such is the strength in depth that Barcelona have, they can still field a strong starting 11 and plenty on the bench as well, including Frenkie de Jong and Neto, who will come on at some stage. There is Antoine Griezmann, the big summer signing. Well, it must be a strange feeling for that man, Andres Iniesta. Packed house, as you can see. It's a proper football stadium, this, although it's going to host the Rugby World Cup in the autumn. Físiel Kobe currently struggling domestically. It's a very hot night. It's going to be a real workout for Barcelona against a team who are midway through their domestic campaign. What an occasion. The final handshakes between the two sets of players and then the action will begin. And everybody looking slightly sheepish. It's incredibly humid this evening. Andres Iniesta shakes the hand of 11 Barcelona players. A side that he excelled for 16 years. David Villa, another of those who wore the Barcelona colours with distinction. Antoine Griezmann's now the main man up front. He is tonight anyway, with no Leo Messi or Luis Suarez. Ivan Rakitic came off the bench against Chelsea and scored a cracking goal. His future is slightly up in the air though. Físiel Kobe are nicknamed Mini Barcelona in Japan. The three former Camp Nou favourites line up tonight in their starting 11. And two former partners in crime. Central in the Barcelona midfield for so many years. Yudai Yamamoto is in charge, the J-League official. Has there ever been two captains who respect each other as much as those two? That might just be a picture that goes on the mantelpiece for Sergio Busquets and for Andres Iniesta. Torsten Fink is in charge now. Físiel Kobe has only been in charge for 7 weeks or so. German who served Bayern with distinction. Great playing career. He's lost his last 3 games in charge of Físiel Kobe though. Now he'd love to get one over Barcelona this evening. Físiel Kobe are a club with big ambition, but they're yet to really excel on the pitch, even with David Villa and Andres Iniesta. Ernesto Valverde about to head into his 3rd season as Barcelona coach. He wasn't too unhappy with the performance against Chelsea and pointed out that the English Giants are far more further through their pre-season, and therefore it was perhaps no surprise that Barcelona didn't win. Antoine Griezmann made his debut in that match. Ready for action. A special night for Barcelona as David Villa passes it to Andres Iniesta. But they're not playing for Barca tonight, they're playing against them. Early touch for Dankler, one of Físiel Kobe's Brazilian contingent. Now on Tuesday in Saitama, 50-odd thousand for the game between Chelsea and Barcelona, but it was played in near silence as everybody watched on. This is more of a football stadium and a football crowd, but it's pretty quiet again. You can hear players shouting and the coaching staff as well. Slightly surreal. atmosphere the players will have to get used to. As Jordi Alba goes on his first scamper down that left-hand side. And Nelson Semedo, interesting comments from Valverde in the build-up to this about Sergi Roberto's position, saying he's going to play in midfield. Therefore, Semedo has a real chance to make that right-back berth his own in 2019-20. Rafinha wins the first free kick of the contest. Clement Longley gets his first touch. Griezmann, almost. You can hear the oohs and the ahs there from the supporters. David Villa gets in on the act. Here is Samper. When he came through the Hamasaya Academy, there was a lot expected. It never quite happened. And Barcelona agreed to end his contract early so he could come over here to Japan. Mopped up successfully there, back to Mayakawa. That's when Griezmann for company, the goalkeeper. Magawa slightly miscontrolling it. Marc-Andre ter Stegen gets his first touch. Started against Chelsea. Neto, one of the new recruits this summer, came on at half-time. As did this man, Ivan Rakitic, and scored a brilliant goal. 2-1 loss. A bit of defending to do here. Iniesta. Won't come through to David Villa, not quite. "37 years old now, David Villa. Given away to Griezmann. And would love to achieve as much as Villa did at Barcelona. Lovely touch from Dankler, showing a bit of Brazilian showboating there. Villa, just a heavy touch, fired into him by Iniesta. Who pickpockets Longley. Iniesta goes for goal! And almost had the perfect moment on his big night. Well, he dispossessed Clement Longley. How close was that? First goal that Barcelona conceded against Chelsea was through a high press. Sergio Busquets it was who was forced into the error on Tuesday, and very early in pre-season still for Barcelona, but opposition coaches are watching on. Just give them a little bit of hope ahead of the new campaign. Here's Riqui Puig. Jordi Alba. Rafinha went over in the box, it clears everybody. Barca win it. Rakitic back to Busquets. And Rafinha. Puig takes one out for Nelson Semedo. They are shorn of a lot of attacking quality, Barcelona. No Suarez, Messi, or Coutinho, or even Artur after their exertions in the Copa America. Suarez is back training. Busquets is back on the ball. Puig. Semedo is quick, but even he isn't that quick. Once again, Barcelona playing in Japan in almost complete silence. Everybody just enjoying the fact they're here, wrapping up being able to see their heroes in person, as Yuta Goke just puts it out of play. Long lane. Alex Criado is never going to get on the end of it. Challenge, but Longley's been caught here, and David Villa is in a good position on this near side. Longley gets back, concedes a free kick, and might be lucky to escape a booking. This was an excellent run. Showed power and pace, did so. Longley thinks he got the ball. You can see the sweat dripping off the Físíl Kobe right back. 90% humidity today. Andrés Iniesta's over the set piece. That spells danger. And Dankler might just have taken that off the head of David Villa. Busquets. Nelson Semedo brings it in a good position. Clever from Rafinha. Rakitic takes over. Collado. Shoveled back by Ronald Araujo. There's a bit more defending to do here up against David Villa. Well played by the young Uruguayan. Now Semedo. He will bomb forward whenever he can from right back. Rakitic. Pinpoint precision. Dankler was there ahead of Antoine Griezmann. Iniesta picks the pass, and it's a good one. And here's Keijiro straight into the arms of Ter Stegen. Araujo. Bit of space to move into. The ball was on. Didn't quite pick it. Iniesta weaves and, of course, finds a teammate in the form of Soussouire on that occasion. Now Dankler. Domestically, in the J-League, Físíl Kobe can only name 5 foreign players in a matchday squad. Very calm and composed. Rakitic got his toe in, and Sergio Busquets does what Sergio Busquets does best, and mopped up for Barcelona. Picks the pass for Puig. He's unhappy with himself there. Started really well against Chelsea. And he's done well here. Now he's got Griezmann in support, but Puig goes himself. And misses a massive chance. Well, he caused the problem. What an opportunity. And Barca's young, talented central midfielder really should have put his side 1-0 up, and he knows it. Dankler under pressure again. It's wasp-like from Puig, giving anyone a moment's rest. It's more Torsten Fink to the edge of his technical area. Samper to Dankler. Didn't want to get anything on that. Ter Stegen again, who's been a spectator for the opening 14 minutes or so. Longley. Yet to play alongside Piqué in pre-season, but expect those two to line up alongside each other when the new La Liga campaign gets underway. Griezmann. Semedo. Now Rafinha. Griezmann comes short. Rafinha. Decent save. Best Barcelona move so far. Dankler. He's had another moment to forget there. He looks at the goalkeeper and says, what was that for the pass? They're living very dangerously are Físico Kobe. Fourth bottom in the J-League. Lost their last 3 league matches. For all the money that Rakuten have invested, bringing the likes of Iniesta and Villa to these parts. Podolski before that. Quite works. Thomas Vermaelen announced this morning as the latest Barcelona player. He will call Kobe home. Brilliant move. Semedo cleared off the line in the end. Now they're getting closer and closer, Barcelona. Griezmann exchanged 3 or 4 passes then. So leads the charge though. Good ball. Fegiro. Corner kick at the end of that. Good defending by Araujo, who knew that Longley was out of position. Used his strength. Iniesta takes a sip of water. It's that type of a night. And from the last set piece, it caused some problems. Iniesta directing things. It was almost on the end of that. So slightly unsturdy from set pieces tonight. Here's Busquets. Rafinha. Now Griezmann. Pass any side in the world to death on their day. In this humidity, in this heat, should be tough for the hosts. Puji's ball is cut out by Hatsusa, but almost played his side into trouble. Rafinha, very good rub. Jordi Alba. Nonchalant from Dankla. Semedo. Basically playing like a right winger. No free kick. Here's Puig. Nelson Semedo. Barca, as you would expect, completely dominating the ball. Sergi Samper stops Rafinha illegally. It's like a training game at the moment for Barcelona, just being played in front of 32,000 spectators. Well played by Semedo. Rakitic finds one challenge, keeps going. Samper looked like he won the ball fairly there. In some discomfort. First glance, it looked like Samper had won the ball here. Certainly got there first. Antoine Griezmann picked up an injury against Chelsea, was okay to carry on there. To lose Ivan Rakitic. Two of his former teammates stand next to him in Villa and Iniesta. Interesting comments from Valverde about Rakitic this week. Admitted there are players ahead of him now. For the central midfield berth, the arrival of Frenkie de Jong. Rakitic says he wants to stay and fight for his place. He'll be okay to carry on in this game. Alex Collado over this free kick. There's not too much to do so far. Butler gets on the end of it. Puig provides the control. Collado again. Jordi Alba. Now Rakitic. Barely had a kick Físico Kobe in the opening 22 minutes. Jordi Alba shows his pace to hair back and keep that in play. Griezmann. It's going to be fascinating to see him link up with, or how he links up with Messi and Suarez. Always played three up front under Ernesto Valverde. Banca should get there. It's a defender who likes to take a few risks, those we've already seen. Longley steps in. Now there's a bit of space maybe for Barca. Rafinha. Griezmann. It provides the width. Samper comes away with it. Villa. Now Iniesta. And the home fans enjoyed that from the two former Barca favourites. They're still at it. Nelson Semedo. Side to side for now, Barcelona. Rafinha. Oh, he's found there. Just too good. Quick to apologise was Jesus Rio, but he certainly caught the Brazilian. Here's Jordi Alba. Griezmann tried to pick him out. Collado. It's clever. And loses his footing. Second start in pre-season without the Copa America stars. It has given some of Barcelona's younger players the opportunity. See the players taking on some refreshment whenever they can. Even for this part of the world, it is very humid this evening. Certainly going to do wonders for the fitness levels of the Barcelona players, though, if they don't necessarily enjoy it at the time. Slight nudge in the back, spotted by the referee. In the stands, you can see that fans are aplenty. Rakitic comes away with it. Semedo. Dangerous ball, and Banca did quite well to get out of the way of it. Collado picks it up. Puig. Busquets. Looks for Griezmann. And almost finds it. I wondered whether he was going to have a very rare shot here, Sergio Busquets. It's pretty good defending, you know, from Mia Daiki, who showed great dexterity here to get something on that. Antoine Griezmann left frustrated. Goalkeeper's missed it. Rakitic. Denied by more good defending from Mia. Well, he never looked like he had this, in truth, the goalkeeper. Collado will take the latest set piece. Dankler heads it away. There's no outball in truth for Físiel Kobe. Villa doing lots of work without much opportunity. Barcelona playing in their new away kit for the first time this evening. Griezmann on the move. Rafinha, normally on the right hand side, but Nelson Semedo who is providing more of the width in truth. Rakitic, lovely spin. Rafinha, Puig with the long range effort. Free kick was in the way of Goko Yuta. Just wonder whether Rafinha constantly cutting in is almost occupying the space where Barcelona would like Antoine Griezmann to be. Approaching the 30-minute mark, Dankla. They want to play in a similar way to Barcelona, Físiel Kobe. That's why they've signed 4 former players now. Rafinha, again in a central position. Puig. Busquets. Decent defensive shape for Físiel Kobe. Blocked out this attack again. Sergio Samper in the end. Griezmann is always closing down the keeper. Pretty good clearance on that occasion. Iniesta. What a pass. Nelson Semedo is one of the quickest fullbacks around and he needed it there. Rakitic. Griezmann once again. Looking for the early ball. His former club Atletico did a quite extraordinary victory against Real Madrid. Over in America. Sergio Busquets. So these players might only have 15 minutes left, particularly for Barcelona. Interesting to see what Físiel Kobe do as well, given they're midway through their season. On a hot night, how do they play some of their biggest stars, including David Villa. There's no spring chicken now. Iniesta. Slightly too much on it. Don't say that often. Griezmann dropping deep again. Now Collado. Dankla steps in. Another aimless ball forward. Barcelona lost to Chelsea, as I mentioned, on Tuesday. Chelsea were beaten by Kawasaki Frontale last weekend. So the stage is set for Fissel Kobe tonight to pick up a major European scalp of their own if they can. Only Barcelona's second pre-season friendly. August the 16th is their first domestic game with the new campaign in Bilbao against Athletic Club. Still a way off in terms of preparations and fitness, or match fitness at least. Fissel Kobe should be about at their peak. It's a good ball. Iniesta dropped into space, and of course he picked a pass. Murillo with the no-nonsense clearance. A couple of occasions they've broken down that far side. You can see all the bottles of water where this throw-in is being taken. Here's Samper. Samede cut it out. Don't think it was ever going to reach Skokeyuta. And Longlet. It's lacked a bit of intensity the opening 34 minutes. The nature of the game and the heat, probably no surprise. Semedo. Good ball from Longlet and a good run from Jordi Alba. Collado ensures Barca still have it. Rakitic lines up another shot. And having scored against Chelsea from distance, he almost repeated the trick. It's going to be a corner. Now one fizz past the post. Alex Collado over this latest set piece. Header away. Clever from Villa. Iniesta waits and waits and produces the perfect pass, which Marc-Andre ter Stegen deals with very well before Keijiro could get on the end of it. Samper into Yamaguchi, and now Iniesta. David Villa. Very good challenge from Jordi Alba. Good spell this from Fissel Kobe though. How many times did we see Iniesta in that position for Barcelona, producing an assist? A bit more liquid refreshment for the, you can call him a veteran midfielder. This could lead to a counter-attack here. Collado's done well. Can he get past the final defender? He's still going here. A free kick in the end, and it is going to be a yellow card for Houtaro Yamaguchi. Did very well here. Real battle in the end, just there maybe the ankle clip Yamaguchi is the only ever present for Vissel Kobe this season domestically. Doing the dirty work there. Good spot from the official. He was on the money. Don't get too many bookings in friendly, but he had to produce one there. Jordi Alba and Ivan Rakitic fancy this.
Okay, pull. Yeah, pull.
It's a fair way out.
You
can hear the goalkeeper. Morikawa Daiya lining up his wall. Packed house watches on. Can Ivan Rakitic produce? And that is the answer. It's David Villa. He's just holding his left ankle. Ricky Puig consoles. Rafinha wins the header. Yamaguchi. Continue to play out from the back. Barcelona now trying to press the visitors high, and Collado with Dankla has not looked especially secure in the opening half so far, particularly when put under pressure in possession. And here's Collado, just delayed the shot. The angle and the opportunity rather went with it. Busquets tries to pick out Jordi Alba. And what can Vissel Kobe produce going forward? Samper leaves his way out of trouble. Iniesta, first time pass is a brilliant one. Good position once more for Keiji Ogawa. Iniesta. Ter Stegen saves to deny the former Barcelona great a goal against his old club. I say former great, he'll always be a great. And the count now. Easy for How are you on that occasion? Absolute silence this game is being played in. Griezmann on to Rafinha. Griezmann makes the move. Antoine Griezmann. Ricky Puig it was. He's bustling his way into the penalty area. Busquets steps in. Rafinha. Well played by Yamaguchi on that occasion. And they're definitely missing their stars in the final third to play and to link up with that man Antoine Griezmann. Looked a little short against Chelsea, and they quite Barcelona, or peak Barcelona again in the opening 41 minutes here. Not just because of how far through pre-season they are. Mourinho's gone on a long walk from centre-back here. Rafinha, that's quite what he wanted, but it worked. Rakitic. Collado. Now Jordi Alba. He's always attacking, but he really is playing like a left winger tonight. There's no pressure the Barca defence at all. It is just the centre-backs. Rafinha. Defended diligently so far, Vissel Kobe. They make it through to half-time. Jordi Alba. Griezmann! Well, that was the chance. Had one half opportunity against Chelsea. That one a definite sight of goal from Antoine Griezmann. He's got under it. A long way from Japan to Spain, but that transfer still rumbles on. Atletico still very unhappy about how much Barcelona paid and when the deal was done, and therefore how much the release clause was. Investigation ongoing. Rafinha. Ricky Puig. Griezmann. Threatening again, Iniesta got his toe in. Semedo. Good goalkeeping. Kawa watched that all the way, read it well. Dankla. David Villa was offside. Last 90 seconds of the opening 45 minutes. Ter Stegen, in truth, probably could have stayed in the dressing room. Shoved by Rakitic. Samper. Now Dankla. Again, Ricky Puig presses him high. Barca sensed there his vulnerability there from the Brazilian defender. Puig again. Rakitic! Good save, because that was a fairly big deflection from the Croatian shot. Got down well. Maybe one last attack. Fourth corner of this opening period for Barcelona. It's Alex Collado. He's over it again. One additional minute. Nelson Semedo steps in to stop the counter-attack. Sergio Samper must have got a touch. Busquets. Still more defending for Vissel Kobe to do. Samper surrounded by three yellow shirts, and Griezmann eventually won it. Take more than three shirts to stop Iniesta, and he's produced another pass. Offside flag was up, and that brings the first half to a close. Andres Iniesta and his Vissel Kobe side have defended stoutly. A pre-season friendly of few chances, and at the break it is Vissel Kobe 0, Barcelona 0. Welcome back to Kobe, the second half of the latest Barcelona pre-season friendly, and a raft of changes at the break as expected. Looks like a fair few for the home side as well. Carlos Alenya in your picture, one of those to come on. And a second appearance for Neto in goal. Barcelona changed their entire 11 at the break on Tuesday against Chelsea. Confirm as soon as possible to see if they've done the same here. And tonight was all about Andres Iniesta. By the looks of things, he has made his way off the pitch during the half-time interval. Second period coming up 0-0. And Malcolm is going to get us underway. Had all the ball in the first half. They didn't have that clinical edge in front of goal, Barcelona. A chance for somebody like Malcolm perhaps to stake his claim. Don't get too many options when there's no Leo Messi and no Luis Suarez. You have to take your chance. As Frenkie de Jong gets his first touch. Samuel Umtiti back to Neto. And will we get the breakthrough? Sergi Samper is still on. Sumptuous pass, but very strong challenge on that occasion by Perez. And a fine ball looking. What was a very good run. Got himself into trouble here, Vissel Kobe. It's going to be a very early corner. Ousmane Dembele around. He's nervous from Dago. Dembele will take the corner kick. Short to Frenkie de Jong. Dembele twisting and turning and delivering a great ball, which is headed against the post by Todibo. Big let-off. Barca have started this second half with a bit of impetus. Samuel Umtiti. Fires the pass out to Guillaume Jim. Fantastic touch. Superb piece of skill. Masuyama. Ball was out of play, but the home supporters enjoyed that. It might just be a pre-season friendly, but it'd be a huge coup for Vissel Kobe if they could beat Barcelona. Todibo. Dembele back to Frenkie de Jong, who had 42 passes on his debut against Chelsea and a 100% accuracy rate. Fair to say he settled into the Barcelona way of playing fairly easily, given came through with the Ajax philosophy, which is pretty similar. Latest link between those two great clubs. Titi. Wayward pass. It's a bit more fizz to the opening 3 minutes though. At times it looked a bit like a training session in the opening period. Barcelona attack against Vissel Kobe defence. Played in this almost eerie type atmosphere. There's 32,000 in tonight, but you wouldn't know it. Same for Barcelona's match against Chelsea when they were almost 60,000 in inside Tama. Barca took the bullet train from Tokyo to Kobe earlier this week, enjoying their stay in this part of the world. Regulars to Japan, 3 Club World Cups here. There's Neto. He was in a tight spot, but a new Barcelona recruit. Very adept at getting out of positions like that. Here is Dembele. Look, it's a big 45 minutes for him. He started well. Perez. De Jong into Alenya. Might just be his first misplaced pass in a Barcelona shirt. It's taken him 50 minutes. Confirmation of all the changes at the break. And it is a completely different 11 for Barcelona. There was 22 players against Chelsea. We've done the same tonight. Almost a completely different 11 for Vissel Kobe. Andres Iniesta's night is done. So is David Villa's. So Sergi Samper is the only former Barca player now on the pitch. It's Todibo with a low move away. The problem for some of these young Barcelona players is how do they get football to develop themselves? Wellington, Brazilian centre forward, is one of those who's come on, 17 on his back. Barca with Carlos Alenya just passing and passing, waiting for the opportunity. Malcolm. Not the same way as Dembele on that occasion. Ernesto Valverde getting a pitch side view there. Titi controlled that nicely to Alenya. Dembele is offside. Chance to impress though. Plenty of off-the-pitch troubles last campaign, this man Dembele. Plenty of excellent moments in a Barcelona shirt playing football though.
Substitution for FC Barcelona. Number 1,
Frenkie de Jong back to Todibo. Barca have hit the post in the second half already. As Frenkie de Jong pirouettes around. I wonder in future years if that might be called the Frenkie de Jong. He is so adept at doing it. Perez almost went out of play. Officials were happy to let it go on. Alenya. Another misplaced pass from De Jong. Here's Malcolm. Dembele onto that left foot. Lovely trick from Dembele. And eventually, he conceded the foul on Nakasaki. It's not often that Barcelona come up against a team who play so similar to them. Almost a real mix-up there. This side has been set up through the financial backing of Rakuten to create a team that plays like the heroes from Europe. I mentioned in the first half that there's slight danger of being relegated from the J-League. A lot of football still to be played, but Perhaps no surprise then that Iniesta and Villa only played 45 minutes. They're going to need them. Osaki travels a long way. Here goes Perez. Direct runner. Barcelona will really step up their pre-season preparations when they get back to Spain. Try and gambit a trophy, which they host each year at Camp Nou against Arsenal. A week tomorrow. Then they go to America to play Napoli twice. That's when they will unleash Messi and Suarez. Griezmann together. Here's Frankie de Jong. Dembélé. Another chance to run. And de Jong back heels it straight to Osaki. It was clever. Didn't quite come off. Good signs. Barcelona in the second half. We've got the 21. His old Ajax number. Carlos Eleni was happy to give it up. Porto was offered the famous number 14, which another former Ajax man who excelled at Barcelona, Johan Cruyff, wore. 21's in honour of his grandfather. Titi looked for de Jong, but the pass was very wayward from the French international. He's fighting for his place. To Debo. Good pressure at the back for Barcelona. It's not over yet. Turn from Sergio Roberto, and he's released Malcolm here. Slick Barca move. Dembélé. This time he goes for goal, and he doesn't miss by much. There's a bit more about Barcelona as an attacking threat in this second half. That was a whisker wide. Corner kick, which Perez is going to take. Massive stand on that far side. Straight into the goalkeeper's arms. Overcommitted himself there. Maybe an opportunity for Físiel Kobe here to Debo. Just for a moment, the home fans wanted a penalty, those supporting the home team anyway. Sergio Roberto. His future is in midfield, according to Ernesto Valverde. How he fits in with Frankie de Jong and Sergio Busquets and others are not sure. Nice headache, but a headache nevertheless. Malcolm. Alenia. Now Perez. Clever. Here's Perez. Brilliant Barcelona goal. And a great moment for one of their young stars of the future. Ernesto Valverde will have enjoyed that. Carlos Perez certainly will. Had the quality Cool finish to the legs of the goalkeeper. Carlos Perez. One first-team appearance. He's a goal scorer in Barcelona colours. And Físíl Kobe's resistance comes to an end. Well, look what it means. Try telling him it's only a pre-season friendly. Just short of the hour mark now. How does Físíl Kobe go about this? Some say they are going to have to show a bit more attacking intent. Sergio Roberto. Certainly been more oomph about Barcelona in the second period. Flick on was by Maya, one of those who is still on the pitch after the first half. To Debo. Very composed. Alenya. Sense that Barcelona fancy this now. Perez stuck out a boot. This is more like it. Tanaka. Did look a bit vulnerable at the back. Chelsea exploited that on Tuesday. Físíl Kobe will hope for the same in the next 30 minutes. It's one match, but given the huge personnel change at the break, it's almost like two mini games. Pre-season matches like this. Pre-season for Barcelona, just a mid-season friendly for their hosts. The Young was closing down. Excellent clearance and a perfect touch. Samper back to Misaki. Press works now. Alenya with some space. Sergio Roberto. Strange ball which Frenkie de Jong was onto very quickly. Just calmly snuffed out any trouble at all. Interesting to read what Andrés Iniesta had to say about Frenkie de Jong. On the ball again, the young Dutch star. Called him the new benchmark for the Barcelona midfield, and when that comes from Iniesta, it means a lot. It's great from Dembélé and Malcolm. Alenya lines one up. Barcelona much better in this second half. Here's Wellington. No Lucas Podolski today for Físíl Kobe. Just wonder whether Thomas Vermaelen is watching on. Announced this morning. His Barcelona contract was up. His next port of call is this part of Japan. And you wonder how many more will make the journey. Fernando Torres, of course, plays his football in the J-League as well. Sagan Tosu. Not just the Chinese Super League that foreign stars are flocking to. news this morning that Gareth Bale might be on his way to Jiangsu Suning. Sergei Samper, pinpoint pass to Nishi. Sergio Roberto, if he knew where to pass that like that was brilliant. Wellington's dispossessed in the dangerous moment this for Barcelona. Tanaka, and the shot wide from Yasui. Best chance for a while. Barcelona guilty of playing themselves into trouble, really. It's how they conceded the first against Chelsea. It's when that ball went wide. Frankie de Jong flung his arms up as if to say, what's happened there? Torsten think we'll be a little more happy. Perez, fresh from that goal, did well to bring that ball under control. Frankie de Jong. Terrific move. It's a bit more intent about the passing in the second half, you feel. De Jong spins another one on. Dembele. Tanaka wins it back. Dembele gets his toe in. And Sergio Roberto. ...44 appearances last season. Too many played more for Barcelona. Sergio Roberto fouled there by Tanaka. Wearing the captain's armband in this second half. He marked for a maybe midfield berth. Barcelona look to get back to the top of the European tree. Been so dominant in Spain in recent times. Champions League has eluded them. 2015. Last time they were Kings of Europe as they got themselves out of a mess there. At least out of a position of pressure. Fouled in the end by Nishi. Neto. Enjoyed his debut against Chelsea on the losing side, but he produced a number of very good saves. Now the Barcelona number 2 after Spacilison moved. Do well to dislodge Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Wellington. So Kobe are looking far more dangerous. That was a real mess. Just for a moment it looked really dangerous. Samper needs to be careful here. Game is just opening up as we head into the final quarter. Wataru Hashimoto almost bundled his way through it. Tanaka. Much more of an attacking threat since Barcelona scored. The age-old conundrum, particularly for supporters. Why couldn't we play like this at 0-0? There will be gaps for Barcelona to try and exploit. Malcolm did his best there. Titi with a towering header. Frankie de Jong just gets his boot in. And Sergio Roberto is felled. Foul count is certainly adding up for Torsten Fink and his side. And Titi. Fired back to Neto. All of a sudden there are 3